This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back to the show. Troan joining us. Excited that she's here to talk more about therapeutic massage and bodywork at Bella Luce. That's right. Catalyst, ignition points. We're here where things transform. And of course, your new life can begin. The spark of life, the vitality, and all that she has to offer. We're excited to get into it and talk about all the benefits of what you do. How are you today?
Thank you. Oh, I'm doing fantastic. It's a beautiful day in Minnesota. We have blue sky and sunshine.
Beautiful. Yeah, very cold and chilly in New York, but hot in the office.
Oh,
Well, pleasure to
yeah.
have you here. First and foremost, tell us a little bit about, Catalyst Ignition Point and what it is you do.
So Catalyst Ignition Point, our tagline is where transformation begins. I was just a little distracted, sorry.
That's okay.
And so we set up a biohacking clinic where we're looking big picture about longevity, about brain health, about connection, about creating a community where we want people just to be able to come in, test out some of the things that we're doing,
Yeah.
and see how they can live a better life.
Beautiful.
So today I was thinking of talking about last year I was in the Antarctic
Oh,
this
my
week,
goodness.
and I was on a National Geographic adventure, expedition, and I was the
Wow.
oldest person in this group that was kayaking, and I actually was camping on in a tent on the polar ice cap. It was so exciting.
Wow.
So some of the things that I was taking away from that was, here I am in my late 60s, and I'm this physically active because of what we're doing at Catalyst Ignition Point. And I want to share that with people. I want everyone to be able to do whatever they want in life. What a novel thought.
Oh, my goodness. Amazing.
One of the cool things I thought that was one of my takeaways recently was watching the seals. The
Oh.
seals in the Antarctic and the penguins, they're about community, right?
Mhm.
One of the harshest environments in the world. And I'm watching groups of seals be together from all ages, from the babies all the way up to the very old seals. They're helping each other get through life and through the environment, feeding and supporting. And I realized that our society as human beings, we've started to get into a phase where everything's isolated.
Mhm.
And coming back together, being connected, staying curious actually supports our brain health.
Wow.
So one of the things I wanted to share is because we're doing this technology and science at Catalyst Ignition Point, where we're doing brain scans.
Wow.
We're looking at what's happening in the brain at different times of the day.
Mhm.
Like if you're in the middle of the day, like now, and I were to do a scan and I'm mostly in delta, well, my delta waves are about sleep.
Uh-huh.
And if I want to really focus and study and be on the cutting edge of life, I need to be more in beta and gamma. So how do we activate those signals in the brain? And we do that through a program called Brain Tap. And Dr. Patrick Porter has created or pulled together 3,500 different programs to help different parts of our brain.
Really?
And watching putting a headset on, audio-visual entrainment with the sounds, with the lights, and activating different parts of the brain have been really helpful for so many people. So that's one of the things that we're doing at the clinic.
Amazing.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, no. Just a little bit. There's a lot that that you do and you're certified to do. Just a little bit about that
Right.
before we continue. Do you mind?
No, thank you. I
You're
appreciate that.
welcome.
So at the clinic, we're doing Beamer therapy. Beamer therapy is about our microcirculation. It's about helping our brains, our body. Uh, I'm kind of on a roll with brain health right now, but our brain needs 15% of our circulation. Now, you're pretty young, but as we age,
48. I'm not that young.
oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So as we become 40, we're half of the level that we were when we were 19.
Yeah.
At 65, and I'm 68, we're down to 15% of what that circulation normally was at 19. So the Beamer, bringing it back to that 19-year-old, full of incredible energy and vitality. Then we're also using the NeuroCheck scan to do brain waves. We do a lot of testing at the clinic. I'm very into evidence-based medicine. What's working? What does research show? And then where do we go from that? Because if you just guess what's going on, then let's step back, get some hard baselines, and we can move forward. So I'm also using Zinzino, omega-3 fish oil that's blended with this incredible olive oil from Malta. Polyphenols, just wonderful product that is being assimilated into our cells. What happens if here we go. The omega-6s, if the 6s are too high and our 3s are too low, well, then our cells become so hard like a walnut.
Yeah.
And now we're taking really good things, but they're not getting through. We're eating, we're taking our supplements, but nothing's getting carried to our cells. So we get our omega-3 levels up to where it is, and now those cells become softer, things are penetrable, and everything gets sent into our cells on a very foundational level. So we're noticing some dramatic changes. We first test to see where that omega-3 to 6 range is so that we know. And then taking the oil is so helpful because we're noticing cognition. Your brain is 20% fat.
Yeah.
We need to have that. Nerve endings, nerve pain, vision, hair, skin, all of these really important things. So that's one of the other things that we're doing at the clinic, along with healthy water, pH balanced as well. We're doing a Valera air purifier system as well, because what we're breathing in our environment is vital.
Yeah.
We're doing the omega oils, but we're also doing young living oils because it's about those oils that are coming into our skin or our environment through a diffuser as well that can be really powerful. It's been a fun business, right? We just started a year ago.
I love your positivity and what you're bringing here to the table, because this is so enlightening, right? And I also want to discuss the importance of the evidence-based medicine, and seriously, how this is really helping so many people, because you have a lot of experience. I was reading about neuromuscular therapy as well and firsthand about the Beamer we're talking about. So there's a lot here that can help so many people.
Mm-hmm. I've been a classically trained neuromuscular therapist for 30 years.
Wow.
I was trained by Paul St. John out of Clearwater, Florida. The technique is now called neurosomatic therapies. I taught all over North America for years. I worked on very variety of sports athletes, Chicago Bulls in the 90s, the Minnesota Vikings, some of the Twins, some Olympians. So I look at the body structurally.
Yeah.
People come to me because they're in pain
Yeah.
and nobody's been able to figure out what's going on. I'm working with a group of doctors currently who are at a loss for long COVID, Lyme disease, and some of these other things that have dramatically affected people's lives.
Yeah.
So they're no longer to do what they really want to do. And it's pretty exciting when someone comes in and you look at them and you think, I can help with this. I can make this better. And you see that light come on in their eyes of some hope. Sometimes they cry.
Yeah.
They're so relieved that someone gets it. So the name Bella Luce means beautiful light in Italian.
Yeah.
And that's where I bring that to the table of helping people with that hope. And that also keeps me curious and it keeps me looking at what else we can do to help people. So I have been concussed severely about 14 years ago. And I had been walking with a cane. My eyeglasses were this thick because
Yeah.
of the divergence in my vision. I jokingly should have been walking around with a bicycle helmet all the time because I kept falling.
Yeah.
And so here I was. This was my new world at 59 years old when my mentor, Paul St. John, told me about the Beamer. So talking about the Beamer and that circulation issue, it has been so helpful because within that first 8 minutes, the brain fog went away. My vision cleared up. I actually had a deep sleep that night for the first time in a few years. So that circulation of the Beamer has been transformational for me. So to be able to attend, to go to the Antarctic, to be vibrant, to be able to do whatever I want, go downhill skiing in Vail, in my 60s, take up skiing again. These sorts of things have really helped me become more vibrant and healthy as I'm aging. And I have every plan on being a super ager. I'm looking to 110.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Oh my goodness. And if you are just tuning in, Kay Troan here joining us, and we're excited with the work she does at Bodywork at Bella Luce. And by the way, this is based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, correct?
Yes, it is.
But you do
Yes.
work with people virtually as well, right?
I do all over the world.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
yes,
And there's also a membership service through all this, right? That you could do?
we do. We have a membership service here in Minneapolis through the clinic, Catalyst Ignition Point. People can come in, check out the equipment, see what's working for them, what they're interested in. One of the nice things about this is situation setup is that everything is affordable for people to bring home and to be able to use with their whole family. The children, grandma, the dog, the whole family.
Amazing. Well, also with the work you're doing, I just want to make sure we're covering everything that's important to you. What else do you want to share with your audience today?
You know, a year and a half ago, my father died. And My mother and father were living in Arizona, and my mother came to live with me in April, as well as my 29-year-old nephew. So it's the three of us. She's 87, 29, and myself have created this clinic. And that sense of community, eating together, laughing, playing, and working together. My mom just came with me this last weekend to a conference for chiropractors. And here we were, the three generations, all on that same page of helping other people live better lives. So we do stuff at the clinic. We work with people in our community, and we travel around the country helping people.
Got it. And let me ask you, I mean, with this work that you're doing on a daily basis, what are some of the biggest challenges you have with your clients?
That's an interesting question. I think what I'm seeing so much more of currently is the brain fog.
Yeah.
The concussions are one thing, but the concern about different forms of dementia and Alzheimer's. I have a friend who's 62 years old who was just diagnosed with a really
Ah.
severe form of dementia.
Oh,
And she's young. She's 62. I think that's young, right? His children, he has grandchildren, and now she's thinking that she won't live alone any longer
yeah.
because she can't be trusted. She's losing her ability to drive, to be able to function. And that is heartbreaking to watch someone that you love just fade away. So a lot of my focus currently, yes, diet nutrition is a piece of this, but what else can we do to help our brain function better? So that's a big piece of what I'm focusing on currently. And long COVID,
Yeah.
it's really something that's keeping people in a very difficult situation.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. There we go.
Is
You're back.
this now?
You're
Okay.
back. You're back. Thank you.
Yes. So none of what we're doing, uh, as I'm lecturing and talking about longevity with people, it's not built in isolation. When we went through the pandemic, we all understood what isolation was about. Oh my goodness sakes, on such a basic level, human touch and interaction. As a neuromuscular therapist, people have been coming in to see me physically to help with physical aches and pain. And so just that touch was so foundational, how it helped all of us with our immune system. But it also helps the neuroscience, the brain, how our brain is functioning and growing. There's new research out there about the frontal lobe of the brain, how it's not, how it grows or shrinks if we don't have that interaction. So even physical touch is important with how we're getting better, how
Yeah.
we're functioning and moving forward in life. Maybe you found that
One more time in
having the
life.
internet,
You're
right?
breaking up. I'm so sorry. What did you say?
I said, how have you noticed it personally with the isolation, like the pandemic, and
Oh,
then getting back into
it's funny you say
society?
that now. I have COVID as we speak. I just found out yesterday. I've been sick, right? But I mean, the transition from when that all happened, it just taught me so much about life. And it really made me feel not alone because this is now something everyone in the whole world was experiencing this together. As isolating as it was and baffling that we in this day and age could deal with something like this, it brought us all together. I feel like wow, we're not alone. Yes, we're unfortunately losing lives, losing friends, family members, loss of job, loss of stability, loss of career, and changing jobs because people had to, I mean, I just feel as hard of a time it was such a beautiful time to see everybody bend together and work together. And it just, I always put things into perspective that, hey, change could be good. We can go through change and we're going to survive, most of us, God willing, right?
Right.
But I think it really gave us a whole new perspective and also made you appreciate life a little more, like
Mhm.
time to get it together and start doing whatever it is that maybe you've been putting off that you dreamed of. No, 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 no more excuses. So it gave me a lot of positive energy, and it's back, it's in my body again. But yeah, I think it was quite inspirational, to be honest. Yeah.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yep.
Rethinking change. Change is the only constant. We've all heard that over and over again.
Yep.
So how do we bounce? Are we resilient? Oh, I love that word, resilience.
The resilience, it's so true. That is a big word, and I love that. But and
Yeah,
you to say, but let me ask, how do you? I mean, you're so positive, you're upbeat, I see a lot of similarities in myself and you. What about
right.
those out there that aren't? So how do you? How do you instill this in them? What are some of the ways you're working with them, Kay, to really bring out the best in everyone?
Well, and isn't that just it? Because you have to be able to meet people where they are. Yeah, you have an idea of what might be helpful, but some people, oh, there was a great book I read years ago called The Platinum Rule about not just treating people the way you want to be treated, because not everybody wants to be treated the way I do.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not warm and fuzzy. Maybe they really are very analytical. They're very skeptical because of their experiences in life. So meeting people where they're at and being able to share. So meeting people who need hard research, hard evidence, there are those people. I can speak to those people because I've been very skeptical throughout my life. And I'm still skeptical, but I'm curious. So melding those things, because I can feel the energy, I can see the changes that are possible. And many times I can see the best in people and where they could be, how their health could be. So it's about meeting them, if it's just a tiny little bit of information,
Yeah.
the smallest change, or if they're really ready to have all of it put together at once.
Yes.
So that's been fun.
Oh, okay. We still have 5 more minutes left in your show, so I just want to make sure we're covering everything that's important to you for today. What's next? What's next for you and the business?
I'm doing a bunch of traveling to do some research and meeting some of the doctors that I want to work with. So traveling to Norway again, traveling to Germany. Norway is being the doctors that are doing Zeno.
Yeah.
Meeting those doctors. We're doing now gut health tests
Yeah.
through a blood spot.
Okay.
So just a drop of blood on a piece of paper can find out what's going on in the stomach,
Yeah.
in your digestion. Oh, I don't know. I know so many people that are having digestive issues. And so looking below the surface at what that is, what's that cause? But testing and talking to people about maybe their vitamin D levels, doing those tests. We've all heard it's the newest information about how important those blood
Yeah.
sugars are, right?
Totally.
Diet, exercise, moving. Those are the things that I'm finding make a big, big shift with people's health and energy. I just met this gentleman who's 22 years old and asked him about getting some vitamin D testing. He was so
Oh,
ill. And come to find out, vitamin E was 9.6.
Oh my
His
gosh, really?
inflammation levels were 54 times higher than they should be. So once we started bringing vitamin D levels up, omega-3 levels up, all of a sudden this young guy at 22 has
Wow.
a new lease on life. It's really exciting, and it's something that is affordable,
Yeah.
sustainable, right? So that's really cool. You don't always have to go somewhere and do
Yeah.
something dramatic, right? So
Amazing.
that's that's a lot of fun. Helping my mom through this period of her life, 87 years old, losing her husband,
Oh,
but watching her have a new lease on life, a new vibrancy, getting stronger.
God bless.
That's a lot of fun. That's that's been another joy in my life.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
And looking forward to the next time we get to connect. Would you mind sharing how we can contact you, sweetheart?
absolutely. So catalystignitionpoint.com.
Mm-hmm.
My phone number is 612
Yeah.
399 6096.
Beautiful.
And otherwise, Troan.com will also help you find me directly.
Oh, thank you. Pleasure having you here. Looking forward to the next time we get to speak. And thank you so much for all this. And to everyone out there, please reach out. And to leave off, I know you wrote a little bit about, let me see, here it is. When you live with purpose and curiosity, you ignite the spark of life in yourself and everyone you touch. It's a beautiful quote. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Have a great day, sweetheart. We'll talk soon.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.